Now, a bit of a break the last few days, but how hard has that been to balance rest for the players that had such a busy Christmas to working the guys ahead of another busy schedule?
Yeah, I think the balance is the most important thing. We obviously had 5 games in 15 days. So it was important that we gave the players a little bit of chance to recharge their batteries, both physically and mentally, which we did at the beginning of last week. But then middle of last week, we're back in. So we've had a really good run, and we've had a full week leading to the Cheltenham game tomorrow night. Obviously, it's a great game for us. We're just 3 games away from Wembley in a really good competition. So yeah, for us, it's a game that we really look forward to. But like you say, I think it's always important we find the balance. We were obviously disappointed with ourselves at the back end of that Christmas period. We'd had such a good run. I think 12 games unbeaten. Football can work in mysterious ways, and we started that run with a last-minute goal at Barrow and a late goal at Bradford, at home to Bradford, and that started that run. And probably what ended the run is, if you think back to the Doncaster game in the 95th minute, Teddy Bishop steps inside, hits that shot, it's the inside of the post, just comes out. And then in the last minute of the Swindon game, we obviously get Ellis sent off, and then they score from the free kick with a dubious penalty. And yeah, that kind of ended that run. And it's just funny how football can work in that way. But yeah, for us, we've dusted ourselves down. We've taken the learning from it. We know we're a much better team today than we were when we've come into that run. We certainly feel a much better team than maybe the last time we played Cheltenham. So yeah, I just think it gives us a really good opportunity to start another run. And of course, I think we had 5 games in 15 days over Christmas, but we actually now have 6 games in 18 days in this next run. So plenty of football.
And the first game is tomorrow in a competition that, like you mentioned there, 3 games away from Wembley. Has any talk been about Wembley yet, or just getting through the Cheltenham game?
I think for us, it's just to be aware of where we are in the competition. We play a really good Cheltenham team who I think have grown themselves as the season's unfolded. Recruited really well, signed some boys from the non-league, some young players on an upward curve who I know are attracting a lot of interest. I think they've been aggressive this window as well, bringing in a couple of boys in from Brentford. I think they've already made 3 signings this January. So we know that Michael Flynn's teams are always really determined, really committed, really aggressive, play a man-to-man style against the ball, ask you a lot of questions defensively as well. So we know that we'll have to be at our best. But for us, this is a competition that realistically is probably the only cup competition that we enter that we can actually win. So it's always one that we target. You know, for Nicky and I, we actually won this competition as a League Two team. It's not easy to win as a League Two team, particularly when you look at some of the clubs in League One. But I can remember beating Peterborough in the quarter-final, a fully loaded Chelsea team in the semi-final, and then Shrewsbury were top of League One at the time. We managed to beat them at Wembley. So it is possible, for sure. For it to be possible for us, we have to try and navigate through what is a really tough fixture away at Cheltenham tomorrow night. And
are they stories that you don't mind sharing with the squad? Because obviously amongst the squad, I know Tom Flanagan's been to Wembley and won, and Harry Anderson, I think, has been to Wembley in the final as well. So do you want kind of those positive things about the competition amongst the squad in the change?
Well, I think Noel Taylor would have played at Wembley. These are some of the best days of your life, and certainly when I look back at the 16 years I've been in management, I always remember the successful teams, the teams that lifted trophies, whether that be leagues, whether that be playoffs, whether that be cup competitions. So yeah, naturally that's where your mind takes you. And yeah, this is the reason that we always target this competition, really. We always put a lot of positive energy into it, a lot of focus into it, because yeah, football's about winning, and this is realistically a competition. Even though it'll be really tough, it realistically is a competition that we can win.